Folks, it feels like something drastic is about to happen. I'll tell you what I mean and then get into the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending May the 8th, 2024. Let me tell you what I'm talking about here. It seems the market fundamentals are out the window. I find myself looking at the numbers, and when I talk to you, for example, and I say, as months of inventory go up, prices tend to come down. That's a fundamental truth about our market. We've seen it over and over for years that way, but not right now. I'm seeing it in the charts, and I'll share I'll share the charts with you shortly. And I see it as a realtor being in the field working with clients. We could have a neighborhood where we're, for example, looking to buy in, and there's a property that has been sitting there, and other properties are sitting there not selling. Now, normally, days on market, the longer property sits on the market, so days on market is the enemy of price. The longer the property is out there, prices tend to come down with days on market increasing. And we'll see this in a neighborhood, and we'll put an offer on a property and the seller says, no, not taking it. And I'm thinking, but you've been on the market 2 months, 3 months. We're giving you a reasonable offer, and the seller says no. We are thinking about it, or we back away, we decide to do something else, and then that property ends up selling right up against its list price. It makes no sense. It should have sold for less. The fact that nobody was prepared to pay, but the seller holds out, a buyer shows up, and after 3 months, which is unheard of, 3 months of being on the market, it sells for what it's supposed to sell. And the other properties haven't sold, and they tend to bring their prices down. There's a lot of things happening right now. It's like opposing forces out there. It's like a scale pushing one way, pushing the other. One of these sides is going to come out, and then we're going to start to see, I guess, more predominant trends. We're seeing in some neighborhoods prices trending up. We're seeing properties selling at high prices, what I would say are high prices for the current market conditions, yet they're selling. And we're seeing others that are not selling. We've seen properties in this market, in this climate right now, they're on the market, not selling. Here's their price. They reduce the price. They have an offer night. They get multiple offers, and it ends up selling more than what the price, or for the price it was originally listed at, that it wasn't selling at. Who can explain that? Like, are realtors not seeing the history of these properties? It's there for everyone to see. Are buyers not seeing the history of these properties? So you can't blame the realtor for everything on this. The buyer also is seeing the history. Do they not realize at the price it was originally listed at, nobody wanted to buy it? So they dropped the price. Okay, let's give them what they wanted before. Does that make sense to anybody? And I know buyers see this. With my buyer clients, we could be walking through a house and they're on their phone saying, oh, the one across the street sold for this price and that price, and this house was listed 3 times prior to this, and like everything is there. So I know everybody knows all that information. What's really important is how that information is interpreted, but all the information is there. So I'm having a real difficult time understanding why is this happening? Why are the fundamentals just not making sense? You could see that I'm struggling in my words here to explain what's going on in the market right now. I spend a lot of time these days with my clients really analyzing the numbers and the data and the examples that we're seeing out there to properly guide them in what to do. But if somebody's not in tune with what's going on, wow, I could see a lot of mistakes happening. I could see why some people do what they do out there. It is a difficult market right now to understand pricing. It's one thing if you're just kind of in the background and real estate interests you and you're just kind of watching. But if you're buying or selling, it is a really tricky market to get right when it comes to pricing. Let's see what happens. I'd love to hear your opinion as to why the fundamentals are out the window right now. But I can tell you, I do sense something's about to happen, something drastic. It's going to go one way or the other real soon is my feeling on all this. If you feel this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Up here, there's a link. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Here we go, folks. Today we're going to focus on detached properties for Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham. It seems for week ending May the 8th versus the previous week, all three areas, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham, average prices jumped up a bit. We're going to start off with Vaughan for week ending May the 8th. 32 detached properties were sold. It's up from the previous 2 weeks, lower than what it was before. I guess around 30, if we kind of average the last 2 or 3 months out, 30 seems to be about the average, but it's really tough to kind of decide, are sales coming down? Are they trending up? Which way are they going? They are lower than what they've been in the past few weeks, but it's up from the previous week. 9 of those 32 sold at $2 million or more. Now 9 is also a little bit on the higher side of what we've been selling. We've seen 7, 6, 5. We've also seen 10 and 11 normally over the last few weeks. So 9 is also kind of in the middle. Average sold price up from the previous week. It's currently sitting at $1,735,000 each week. It's up, it's down. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, trending down is really what it looks like to me, that average sold prices are trending down. It's really tough to spot though. Compared to last year, 1,735 is 10% lower than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 5% higher. If we use the dotted line as a gauge, now the dotted line is a 4-week moving average. Well, median price looks like it's gradually trending up, where average price is trending down, also gradually. It's really tough to see though. It's not predominant one way or the other. Sales, the orange, that's the current year. Blue is the same week a year ago. So sales, we have fewer sales this year than what we were selling last year. Of the 32 that sold, 34% sold at list price or more. Listings, many more listings. You could see the orange versus the blue. Many more listings this year versus a year ago. So active listings is really climbing. Last year at the same time, we had 195 active listings, where this year we have 383. Going back, so we have fewer sales, more properties available for sale. Active listings is almost doubled. It's 96% more this year versus the same week a year ago. Almost double. Months of inventory, as a result, is trending upwards. We're sitting at 2.8 months of inventory. So this kind of seems normal. If months of inventory are trending up, and what I say seems normal, I mean the fundamentals of the market. As months of inventory goes up, prices should be coming down. But median price seems to be trending up slightly. So here's where it gets a little bit screwy on us. Richmond Hill. Sales, most definitely trending down. 18 detached properties were sold. 8 of those, almost half, sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price, seems to be trending up. Doesn't make sense when, sales are dropping, average price is going up. Average sold price is now sitting at $2,056,000. $2,056,000 seems high, but it's still 3% lower than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 9% higher, and you can see from the dotted line, average prices over the last month and a half, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, been trending up. Sales, fewer sales than a year ago. The percentage of selling at list price or more, that's trending down. Listings, we have more listings versus a year ago. Active listings is up more than double, 127%. So that's building. I spoke earlier about it's like a scale. I'm not sure which way it's going to go. This is something that is really starting to get heavy on the market. The fact that more and more properties are available for sale. And it's 127% more than where we were this time a year ago. Months of inventory, very clearly trending upwards. But prices should not be trending upwards when months of inventory. So we've got more properties for sale, months of inventory much higher, properties are sitting out there longer, and yet prices are still trending up. Doesn't make any sense. Here's Markham. Sales way down. 14 detached properties were sold. Half of those, half of those 7 sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price sitting at $1,923,000. Kind of looks like prices may be trending up. 1923, pretty much if you round the percentages the way I am, we're sitting at really no change. Last year at this time it was $1,916,000. $1,916,000 we said is 0% change. Sorry, 1923. The median price of 1983 is actually 16% higher than where we were this time a year ago. If we look at the dotted line, look, it's trending up slightly, both average and median price, but it's really tough to point out. Sales, far fewer sales. Look at the percentage selling at list price or more. We had 2 weeks in here. If we get rid of those 2 weeks, between 70 and 75%, it's been 70 and 73%. There's 180 in here. 70 and 73% has been about the norm for close to 2.5, almost 3 months now. Fewer listings. Now, active listings is increasing. We have 81% more active listings this year versus a year ago. So more and more properties are available for sale. Months of inventory was trending down. That helps to explain why prices were going up. Months of inventory is really the relationship of supply and demand. And if we could talk about scarcity, if months of inventory are really low, that means there's fewer properties available for sale, or there's more buyers competing for the properties which are for sale. So it's scarcity. Scarcity tends to bring prices up. Abundance, lots for sale, lots of choices, tends to bring prices down. Well, months of inventory was trending down, so prices were going up. Now months of inventory has shot up. Prices, something's got to give, right? We've got to see a change here somewhere. Here's a quick summary. I did put York Region condos in here just to give you a comparison, but condos is a whole separate show that we do on YouTube. But we got Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham. Pretty much just about everywhere you go, you're going to see a balanced market. There's going to be some pockets that are going to experience a buyer's market. Very few areas you're going to see a seller's market. There might be some rare situations. Now, if we're sitting in a balanced market or a buyer's market, and there's lots of properties for sale, and one of those properties tends to bring their price so low, even in the worst of markets, you could price a property so low to attract the buyers. That doesn't mean it's a seller's market. It just means that even in a situation where nobody's buying, You put your home so low, you're going to get buyers showing up. That doesn't change the market dynamics though. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.